Let's talk about how to color a subset of an SF object differently from the rest of the plot. You may recall that we have a geometry list object that includes information for the geometry of every state in the United States. And we have restricted the spatial domain so that we are only viewing the continental United States. And what we want to do is we want to display certain states using colors that are different from the rest of the geometries in the SF object. I have an object C underscore states, which is a logical vector indicating the states of my SF object whose name starts with C. And in this example, that's going to be the states California, Colorado, and Connecticut. And if I jump over to our studio, I can actually see the vector here. And so I have false everywhere except for the states that start with the letter C. And we had previously looked at one approach for constructing a plot that distinguished the C states from the rest of the states in this graphic. And while the approach wasn't extremely difficult, it did involve a lot of manual specifications and subsets and things like that. And since the time that I created the original video, I've realized that there's a much simpler approach that I want to share with you. And the way that we do this is to initially create a plot where all of the geometries in the geometry list column have the exact same colors and borders, etc. And so that's what I have here that's shown in the gray and the yellow. And in fact, if I only execute this command right here, I'm going to get a graphic where all of the states have the same coloring. And if I jump over to our studio and plot this, you can see that I get exactly what I described. So each geometry has the exact same coloring scheme for all the geometries that I want to plot. The key here is that when I'm now going to add a second layer to the plot by specifying add equals true. So what I do here is for all of the geometries in the SF object I want to plot, I'm going to subset the elements that are going to have a different coloring. In this case, it's going to be the geometries that are indicated by C underscore states, which is that logical vector we previously discussed. And I'm going to specify the color of those geometries as being orange. So the fill color is going to be orange. And the border of those specific geometries is going to be blue. And then the key argument here is going to be add equals true. If I don't include add equals true, this is not going to work. But by specifying add equals true, what it does is it actually overlays this plot on the graphic I've previously plotted. So instead of creating an entirely new graphic, what it does is it takes the original graphic and simply updates the parts of the plot associated with C underscore states and colors them with the colors I have specified. And so now if I run this code chunk here, we're going to see the C states are going to update with the desired color scheme. And personally, I think this second approach is much easier than the approach I presented in the previous video.